preseason. I'm sorry, our first post game live show of the season. But first, we got to get into that intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. And we had Bulls' first preseason game today, which is still technically wrapping up now, but it's all but over. The Chicago Bulls fortunately lose their first preseason game, but there were still some positives to take away from this game. For one, rookie Dalen Terry is getting active. Period. Dalen Terry put in that work in the second half of this game. Like he completely made the second half of this game that looked like it was going to be a blowout even be anything fun to watch. Him and Carlick Jones at different times, but Dalen Terry, let's just go over his stat line: 18 minutes, 5 for 7 shooting, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 turnovers, unfortunately, and 11 points. Dalen Terry came out and showed every bit of that Swiss Army knife that could be him. Listen, he balled out, period. Dalen Terry did what needed to be done. He looked very good. Javonte Green as well. You guys know not Patrick Williams, but Pat, the designer, my co-host over on Locked on Bulls. He had been of the mind that Javonte Green was not going to have a lot of minutes on the Chicago Bulls team. One thing, if we're looking at takeaways that worked for this game, is that Javonte coming off the bench is going to be a hell of a weapon, both offensively and defensively for the Chicago Bulls. He looks like he's ready and poised to take an offensive kind of a leap up in a way that I don't know if I was expected. Javonte Green in this game, 5 for 7, 7 for 7 from free throw, 18 points, 5 rebounds, only one. Very good game from Javonte Green as well. But everything is going to be talked about the rookie and Dalen Terry, because that's what we wanted to see coming into this game. And especially with Kobe White going down with a knee contusion in this game, it's probably not going to be anything serious that could hold him out for a long time. But that's going to give Dalen Terry even more minutes possibly, because now that he suffered that injury, we don't know how they're going to look at and go to Kobe White. They may try to sit him. Dalen Terry may get even more opportunity in this preseason. But as long as this preseason game, again, against other bench players, so it's not like he was playing out against starters or anything, but Dalen Terry showed every bit of that skill set of why the Bulls selected him defensively, getting out in transition, just his court vision still being great. He only had 2 assists in this game, but every bit of what we needed and wanted to see from Dalen Terry got shown in this game, and I didn't know if we were going to see it from him at first. So this is very, very good. Very good. Listen, Dalen Terry earned himself some minutes, at least for the rest of this preseason, and he may very well kick open that door for him to get some minutes at the start of the season for this roster as well. Now, some other things to take a look at in this game: the interior defense is going to continue to be a problem for the Chicago Bulls. It just is. It was defensively, some things worried me for this team overall, but it kind of is what it is there. DeMar is still DeMar. He's still DeMarvelous. He still did everything that we wanted to see from him. But overall in this game, the Bulls just did not look prepared defensively. It honestly looked like maybe the New Orleans Pelicans took this game a little bit more seriously than the Chicago Bulls as well. And that could have been one of those things. But just overall, it was just it was some questionable things. I won't lie in this game. If you want to look at it and be objective, but at the end of the day, like, it's preseason. This is really to kind of tune people up, get them ready. But Io DeSumo got the start. He still started after the second half. Goran Dragic, as we talked about in the halftime hangout, just did not look good at all. And what does this mean for Marko Simonovic is the fact that Marko did not even get in this game. Kostas Antetokounmpo, 7 minutes. Marko Simonovic, none. Tony Bradley, 7 minutes. Marko Simonovic, none. So that's definitely some questions. Definitely some questionable things there. But the Bulls defense, if they're talking about building a defensive identity, this first game did not do a lot for that. Patrick Williams did look a little bit more aggressive, even though he didn't have success shooting the ball. He was 2 for 7 in this game. But if you watch the game, the fact that Patrick Williams has averaged less than 7 shots per game in his career, and he's averaged over 20 minutes, 17 minutes in this one, he got 7 shots up. That shows that he's at least being a little bit more aggressive. He needs to hit it a little bit more. I hope that this game doesn't affect his confidence of taking those shots, but he did look a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more decisive in his shot taking. We just needed to hit him at a better clip for sure. But Listen, I don't know, man. This is. Listen, I'm still excited to have Chicago Bulls basketball. We end up losing by 4. Um, but there are some concerns because when our starters were out there, pretty much the whole first half, we only played people who are projected to be in our rotation into the season, and we just did not look good. We did not look prepared. The three ball was hot in the first quarter. Ended up not being. I'm sorry, in the first half, ended up not being too hot overall in the game. They were 11 for 37. Were the New Orleans Pelicans. Our 3-point shooting still going to be an issue for us as well. Only 9 for 27 in this, 33% shooting overall from three in this game. A lot of that came in the second half, kind of jacking up shots too as well. But yeah, it kind of is what it is, man. But like I said, as much as that did honestly concern me in this game, seeing Dalen Terry play the way that he did and be a key factor in the team making a comeback and taking the lead at one point. It leaves me very excited. And Malcolm Hill as well. I don't want to overlook Malcolm Hill in this game. 10 minutes, 4 for 7 shooting from the field. He chips in 10 points as well. There were only a couple of players with positive plus minuses in this game. One of those was Malcolm Hill. One was Javonte Green. I'm sorry. One was Derrick Jones Jr. And the other one was Carla Jones. And then Dalen Terry was a 0. He was even out there. But yeah, I mean, it kind of is what it is. Smear60, we're going to go ahead and go to the comments. Smear60 says, bro, I think Terry's ready for NBA minutes. I'm starting to think that as well, bro. I'm really starting to think that as well, man. King Kofu in the building. He says, Bench Mob is back. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Billy Donovan's gum back again, bro. Says Dalen fucking Terry, bro. Just crazy. Alex Flores in the building as well. Flame emojis for Dalen Terry. Absolutely, man. Javonte Green looked good tonight. Javonte looked great tonight. Great tonight. Adrian says Antetokounmpo over Bradley. I would say that as well. The only thing that I would say that maybe would keep that from happening is, again, they have to cut Tony Bradley. I think they can't do it until after the 6th game of the season. So we'll see. But even Antetokounmpo, like, I'm not even gonna. Antetokounmpo didn't look that good either. Like, he did have a positive plus minus as well. I did leave him off the list, but just some of his rotations, even some of his reaction time was slow. Like, was it better than Tony Bradley? Yeah, but my desk chair my lights sitting here are better than Tony Bradley. But like, closest on to Jakupa, I'll say this, man. He didn't look great to me. He didn't look great. He got caught out of position a lot of times. He got a couple of foul calls in there. But even like, there were certain times where I would expect him to use his length to his advantage, and he just didn't. Maybe that's just me, but like, I didn't see anything that impressed me from Kostas Antetokounmpo at all in this game. Just, I didn't see anything. Adrian says, I think Marco is a myth. I said this before, and I've been making this joke. I don't know if Billy Donovan knows who Marco Simonovic is. I really don't know if he does. I really don't know if he knows who he was. Javier Sanchez says the perimeter defense was trash. I mean, yeah, man. The defense overall left a lot to be desired, at least in this game. At least in this game, a lot to be desired. Soul Child 2.0 says, good fight by the Bulls, though. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, Bulls players that aren't actually going to be in the roster more than likely. But yeah, super chat from Brandon L. Jet. Thank you, bro. He says, for the first post-game live stream of the new season. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. By the way, I'm letting you guys know it's past midnight here. I got to catch a flight in a couple of hours. So I'm not going to be on long as I usually am for post games during the season. Usually, if you're new here, when we do post game live streams, they're usually about an hour and a half. We're probably going to go about 30 minutes today. So be on the lookout for that. I just wanted to give the heads up on that one. But yeah, I mean, a lot of positive things coming out of this game for the Rook, Dalen Terry. Really not a good coach, and it shows even in game 1 of the preseason. Man, y'all be killing Billy Donovan. I think Billy Donovan's a good coach. Is he a great coach? No. There's nothing to say or show that yet, but I do think that he's a good coach. Absolutely. He's helped change this culture of the Chicago Bulls team. But the question relies, like, there's always that when you look at like teams that completely have to change their cultures and directions, they usually have a coach in there that initially sets that culture and tone, and then another one that comes in and takes the team hopefully to the mountaintop at that point. So are we looking at Billy Donovan as maybe being the coach that helped teach this team how to win, teach this team winning basketball, but maybe he's not going to be the coach that when we get to our ultimate success, whatever that is, whether it be a title in ECF or whatever, maybe he's not the one to be there for that. And that that remains to be seen, and we'll see that over the course of this season. I do think that they're going to still let him. It's not. I don't think Billy Donovan is at a risk to lose his job at all. He still has another year on his contract. He's going to play that year out for sure. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Big Worm says start Terry, man. Listen, I love Bulls fans. I love fandoms in general because it's no in between, right? It was either going to be that he sucks or like, oh no, he needs to be the starter now. Like, I mean, that's what it is, man. Smear 60 says Giannis brother could be a good prospect. Prospect. I love the way that you phrase that because some people think now, like, oh, bring in Kostas, he can be our four off the bench. He's not ready for that. And I think it showed in this game. He's not ready for that. Joshua Simmons says Vooch looks more in shape. He looked great defensively. Vooch played very well in this game as well. I don't want to overlook it, but in the limited minutes he played, 23 minutes, 6 for 9 from the field, 2 for 4 from three-pointers. He was more selective with that three-point shot as well. 10 rebounds in 23 minutes, 3 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks from Nikola Vucevic. Wow. And 15 points. So listen, Vooch, you extrapolate that out to his normal numbers. Vooch is going to have a hell of a season, man. I do think he's coming in. He's a little bit more focused, a little bit more decisive, in deliberate, I guess is the word I should say, in the way that he goes about his business. It's gonna be a fun season to watch for Vooch. That drive by Kostas did look a little like his brother, but very careless with the ball. Other than that, absolutely, absolutely. Big Juice. Terry passes, oh sweet baby Jesus, they were good. Listen, Terry got that court vision, man. It's Dalen Terry has it, bro. Dalen Terry has it, man. Like, we got to see it. And I hope in the next preseason game, we get to see him come in the game earlier and face a little bit better competition. But Dalen Terry is flashing all the skills we want to see. All the skills we want to see. Everyone buying a Dalen Terry jersey after this game from Savagery. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. The Bulls is in the building because I don't say your other name. I'm not saying it. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it. But he says, what up, Haize? I'm glad basketball's back. But my number one question, do you trust Billy Donovan to have a better offense and make better adjustments this year? I don't know. And in the GM poll that released today, actually Chris Fleming was on that list of, like, he got votes as one of the best assistant coaches in the league. So don't be surprised, man. Maybe he is the next Bulls head coach at some point in time, but I don't know what to say about Billy right now. Like, and that's the thing that always been bothered me about Billy is that he says all the right things. If you look at every video I've posted as shorts on this channel, every video that's come out from Bulls training camp, he's saying the right things. He's motivating. He's calling out, we need to build an identity. We need to do this. We need to do that. But it never actually translates on the court, at least not since he's been here on the Chicago Bulls last season. I'm talking about we need to take more threes. We need to either take them or hit more. Didn't translate on the court. We never saw the team run more plays for threes. So I'm always of the mind with Billy Donovan that it's like he has the ideas up there, but the execution doesn't come out all the time. That bothers me. That bothers me. Lewis says Dalen at point for sure. I wouldn't say that. I still think Dalen's ultimate position is going to be the wing. But he can play some three right now for sure. Tony from Bulls Nation Station is in the building. I played as much as Marco. That's crazy. Well, you know what, Tony? Like, seriously, bro. It had Marco played, he would have got dunked on 3 times in 2 minutes. Like, it is what it is. Like, but it does say a lot that Kostas Antetokounmpo on a camp deal, not even any type of contract at all, got minutes and got in the game. And Tony Bradley, who's a dead man walking, got into the game over Marko Simonovic. That tells you what Billy Donovan thinks about where he is right now. Tim Brazil in the building. The OG said, isn't it crazy that Vooch was starter that brought the most intensity? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Ricky says 90% of fans hate their coaches and offensive coordinators, especially in Chicago, bro. Especially in Chicago, man. That's crazy. Billy Donovan's gun says, honestly, I feel like we would have closed out the game better with Marco on the floor, though, all jokes aside. I would say this, like, Marco's offensive game, absolutely. And then we know he does have some chemistry with Dalen Terry as well. But Marco is a liability defensively. Even if you look at how he played over in Eurobasket, which is it's not a much slower game anymore. But I don't know, man. I just don't know, bro. I don't know. Regina. Hall says, hi, Chris Hall from Oklahoma. Regina Hall's son just subscribed to your channel. Well, thank you, brother. Thank you for subscribing. Hopefully we see you around for a while as well. Push Forward TV in the building says, great to be back with Chicago Bulls family. Great comeback. Hill and Terry showed up for clutch moments. Few bad calls from the ref. Tough loss, but great effort. No one gave up, so I'll take that as a plus. Yeah, absolutely. Well, the Bulls were undefeated in preseason last season. They carried that momentum forward. So I don't want to completely dismiss preseason as not like being something that can be built upon. But you don't always have to win that to build upon something. And at least in this game, like the grit that show, we talked about needing dogs on this team. Dalen Terry is going to be that very much so, and that very well may get him minutes on this team for sure. Locky says, hey, Haize, check Twitter when you get a chance. Let me check my Twitter real quick. Thank you for the shout out, Baki. Let's see what I got. All right, I'm signed into the Bear Central Twitter. Let me switch that. You fat with the oh wow. That's hilarious. I'll have to watch it a little bit later. Let's see what else we got. FIFA Killer says Vooch did some good defense and a few good 3 points that were needed. Yeah, Vooch played very well in this game. Very well in this game. That's an inside joke from Ricky Fontaine. Oh man. Adrian Shake says we need a massive improvement on this team. Its shooting is horrendous, but we knew that last year. Ryan Storff scout. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it comes along, man. We'll definitely see how it comes along. But I definitely can see where you're coming from with that. What's up, Haize? Who would you start at point guard this year? Number one concern going into the season. Io starts for me all the time. Io is the starting point guard for me. I'm not going to vote against that, even with Dalen Terry flash. I'm not going to pull the trigger and be like, let's start Dalen Terry. I think Goran is, at least in this game, looked very old, and his shooting stroke wasn't there. Considering that I thought he would come in shooting the ball well, considering how he played in Eurobasket, but I'm still saying Io DeSumo was the starter. But I will say this. The offense flowed a little bit better when Alex Caruso was on the court. And now that may have just been a step up. You know what, Adrian? That is a good question. Where are the Cognac boys? Oh, shit. He said he never got the link. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. They should be in here soon, bro. They should be in here soon. That's my fault. I probably never sent the link in my excitement. The passing was bad. That's from Brian Carter. I wouldn't. Did the passing stick out as bad to me? It seemed like they were out of rhythm. Like there were a couple of Vooch's passing was on. Vooch got a couple of dimes in there that just looked great. Let's be clear there. But was the passing game out of? It's possible. It's possible. Let's see. Need a lineup of Zoe, Caruso, Dalen, Dare Jr., and Pat. Whoa, for what? That's a how many points we scoring with that lineup, but hey, it is what it is. Super chat. Hey, thank you for the super chat, Luis. However, I don't want to say it wrong. Much love for your show. Happy Bulls season, bro. If you guys can't tell, I'm super happy that Chicago Bulls basketball is back. Let's see. With Marco, I feel like they knew he was going to be a couple of years before he could be a real part of the team, and made a plan with him and are sticking to it. That's very well could be possible. Let me put on my headphones as we got Cognac boy Bobby coming in the building. All right, Bobby's working it out. He's working. We're gonna go ahead and leave. Let's see. Yo, life from BC Discord server. Please cover the atrocity of us signing whoever this bum named Carlick Jones is. The reason we lost was because of the idiot in the second half. Well, keep in mind, Carlick Jones isn't on a guaranteed contract. Like you see a lot of those type of players during preseason. So it is what it is. He'll be gone sooner rather. Oh, I pressed it twice. Sooner rather than later.
What up?
What's going on, Bobby? What's up, Bobby?
What up, man? What's cracking?
Hey, man. Dalen Terry, bro. Just give it to me. Dalen Terry, bro. How'd you feel about Dalen Terry in this game?
I feel like my guy gonna be like Io last year. That is too much. It's too much of a bolt of energy that he has.
Yeah.
Is it he gonna have to crack his way into that and to getting some minutes, man? Especially when you got Goran Dragic playing kind of erratic which was kind of surprising, especially after he just came from Eurobasket. I don't know if you mentioned that already, but Dalen Terry, bro, seemed like he can do a little bit of everything, which we kind of already expected. But man, that energy, that's something that can ignite a Bulls team that probably fall down and need a lift to move on further, into the game as they did, in the third quarter. Definitely would have added him.
For sure.
That would have been a little more liver, for lack of a better word.
For sure. I'm going to go grab something real quick. Give them your thoughts on the game overall. I'll be right back, like 2 seconds.
Bet it up. But hey, gang, y'all know. But yeah, man, it was good to see. And what I believe some of y'all spoke on it already. It was kind of surprising not to see Simonovic out there. And damn, they had Tony Bradley out there doing jump hooks. That was crazy to me. My boy Tony Bradley was out there giving jump hooks to doing what he was doing. And then, yeah, at the end of the game, it was good to see that they fought back, but it was definitely a little bit of too much hero ball. Just some young guys trying to make a name for themselves. But I like that the energy that Dalen Terry, Malcolm Hill, and Carlick Jones carried over. It is Summer League. I'm not going to act too crazy. But they definitely maintained some of that energy that they brought during that time when they was hooping in Summer League. And you see that Dalen Terry was
that's a good thing.
Ball, bro.
You can see that they have chemistry from Summer League, and that's a great player. They definitely have. But we're gonna go ahead and take a shot for Dalen Terry.
I got a shot of water, goddamn. I drunk all my goddamn whiskey on the Chi-Town panel.
Shots for Dalen Terry, man. Shout out to the rookie doing work, bro. Doing work. All right, listen, Adrian, I'm gonna tell you this right on the chat. I read. Stop leaving the same comment, bro. Come on, we just back from preseason, bro. Let's not start it off that way, brother. Let's not start it off that way. Brandy in the building. Brandy in the building, but yes. Okay, so what was the most concerning thing to you, bro? For me, it was the defense. The defense looked atrocious. What was the most concerning thing for you in this game?
I'd probably say the defense, and then you have to mention that the 3-point shooting, which is something. Yeah. But me personally, I'm not going to look too much into it, get myself too hype up or fired up over the first preseason game. Because you could definitely tell that these guys, they got to get back in the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? We only had Patrick Williams for 17 games. Lonzo Ball supposed to be filling in that starting point guard position. But, Ayo's there now. So now everybody just got to, adjust. You know what I'm saying? The Pelicans, majority of their team is kind of similar to the Bulls team with just everybody there. But Billy Donovan trying to implement a new offense. Everybody trying to get back on one accord. I'm not going to overreact right now.
I feel it. That's it. Back into these comments. We got one. Cap Leo says, Bulls basketball's back. What up, y'all? What's going on, Cap? Good to have you back.
Best time.
Brandy
Best
says,
time
we need Zoe now. Listen, it's a good time, bro. This is an amazing time.
I'm going to say what I said earlier and what I've been saying for the last 2 weeks. Wash that shit out y'all mind. Look, we got to move on. When he come back, we'll welcome him with open arms. But don't come on. Me personally, I don't want to see. We need Zoe. We need Zoe after every game. He ain't coming back no time soon. Check us out in 2023. That's all I'm gonna say.
And that's what I've been saying. Like, Lonzo Ball is not walking through that door, right? Like, it's not happening anytime soon. So it's like, it kind of is. And hold on, we got a good question here. Anthony says, why didn't White play over Dragic? Well, White did get in the game over Dragic, but he got a knee contusion and got out the game. That's why he only played. But they actually went to Kobe White before going Dragic, so that gives you a sneak peek at what Billy Donovan's thinking, though. What do you think about that, Bobby?
I mean, I just think that, man, look, they said that basically if it was the regular season, he would have played. But as expected, you proceed with caution, bro. It ain't that serious. His first preseason game. You ain't even played the first of 82 yet. Go sit your ass down. We'll try again in a few days. Period.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it goes. And if they decide to sit Kobe White, if he's not ready to go by next game, they want to allow it to see. Don't be surprised if Dalen Terry does get that. Kevin Bond says, "Is there a trade in our future, bro?" I've said this before. I don't know if you're new to the channel. Don't be expecting a trade from this team anytime soon, bro. You're more than likely to get a cut and then from Tony Bradley and then maybe sign somebody, but I don't expect any major trades too soon. What do you think, Bobby?
Me either. I don't see no trades coming anytime soon. As AK said, he want to get this team time to gel. He want to get his team time to build continuity. And that's something that he did up in Denver as well. They didn't make too many moves, any adjustments like that for a few years. So they wanted to let their team play out. And I see the same thing being here. They're going to see what Kobe White can bring first. And I don't think there's going to be a trade unless it has to be a really good trade.
For sure. Let's see. Here goes Shay. Shay always making his guarantee. Shay only knows 3 words to quantify things. It's I guarantee, I think, or do you remember? Like that's like he's gonna say one of those 3 in any comment that he makes. But he says, I guarantee you, Terry's gonna have that Patrick Beverley type energy come this season. We'll see, man. I hope so. If he does, shout out to him. For real. When Lonzo finally does come back, he's going to need time. Can't expect him to come back and play at a high level. I've been saying that for a while. When let's say January comes, Lonzo comes back. How many games do you see Lonzo Ball staying on the bench before he may be ready to return to the starting lineup?
A good 7 to 10. A good 7 to 10 on minutes restriction, because we already know his importance and what he can bring to the team. But you definitely don't want to continue. You don't want to rush him back. You already know the man was supposed to come back in March. Then he was supposed to come back before the start of the playoffs. Then he was supposed to come back during the Milwaukee series. Bro, he got a serious knee issue. You can't expect him to rush him back. There's going to be some time.
Yeah, I think I understand the concept of like we want to get him back as soon as possible, but it, like to Bobby's point, it's going to take some time. When you're out of basketball for a year, it's going to take time. And you said 7 to 10. I honestly think we could see 15, 20 games of Lonzo Ball coming off the bench to get himself back in rhythm and everything. Trust that knee, see how it's gonna, and some of that may be also resting. Like I don't know if Lonzo's gonna come back and play back-to-backs immediately. He may rest on back-to-backs when he first comes back. So I do think they're going to gear him up, and he is still our starting point guard, and he's going to be for the foreseeable future. But I don't know if they're going to how soon they're going to throw him back into that starting lineup. They may give him that time to really let him build his chemistry with the team, get back his rhythm. Being out of basketball for a year is hard for a lot of people.
Exactly, especially with somebody that keep dealing with a knee that keeps swelling up every time he try to, give it a go. So you don't want to rush him back. So I wouldn't be surprised if they stretch out to 20 games of him just riding the bench on a minutes restriction.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. The key thing is Zoe being fully healthy and in rhythm by the time the postseason starts. That's what we want. That's period.
Yeah,
what we want.
That's it. That's all, bro.
Yeah. Asa Moore says Malcolm Hill looked better than Kobe White. Pat Williams looked scared of Zion. Vooch looked good, and Terry needs more time. I disagree with some. Did Malcolm Hill look better than Kobe White? Yeah, technically, but he was playing lesser competition. Patrick Williams didn't look scared of Zion at all. Like Patrick Williams always played good against Zion. Now they've only played, I think, 3 games together over the career. Patrick Williams ain't scared of no Zion, bro. And I agree with everything else you said. What do you think about Ace's comments there?
Yeah, you couldn't really say that Malcolm Hill played better than Kobe White because Kobe White was in for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So it's not, to me, I don't think that's a large sample size. Patrick Williams didn't look scared to me. When it was time for him to shoot the 3, he jucked that motherfucker up. And when they tried to run him out 3-point line, he went to the basket. I mean, he still got to get himself in a rhythm too. You know what I'm saying? It's, live game action is definitely different from practice. So you just got to give him time.
For sure. All right, I know I got you the link late, Bobby. I got to catch a flight, so I got to shut this down pretty early.
It's all good, brother. I come show face,
I appreciate
I was up,
you,
so
bro.
I'm like, man, I ain't get the link. What you doing, my boy?
Yes, you just sleep, huh?
For real. His dad probably sleep on the couch.
Man, that is hilarious, bro. All right, let's answer this last one. Savary says, any thoughts on Jones? Derrick Jones Jr.?
Or Carlick?
Carlick Jones? Both, either way. I don't have any on either one of the Jones. I ain't got nothing positive to say about either one of them. That's all I can say.
Yeah, because Carlick tried to play, hero ball, Derrick Jones Jr., and not much of an impact. Honestly, I don't see him, having a big impact on his team. They might insert him in there if they need to try to figure something out in one of those tough games. But overall, nah. Not as of right now. I don't see it.
For sure. The one thing I will say about Carlick Jones though is that like me and Bobby talked about when he first got in here, he had rhythm with Dalen Terry and Malcolm Hill, and you could tell that those three players are very used to playing with each other. They
Yeah.
probably practiced together a lot too. When you look at like summer league, still being in the system, I think Dalen Terry's never left Chicago. Well, no, because he went to LA for the workouts, but like they've probably worked together probably more than anybody else as far as so far this summer. So
facts,
yeah,
and that's just facts.
yeah, that's it, man. But Bobby, thank you for joining, bro. We're gonna have to get you on the full one once the regular season starts. You already know. We got some other stuff we working on that we're gonna be announcing soon. Too. I can't wait.
Yes, sir.
I can't wait for the new shit, bro.
It's gonna be a lit season. I can tell y'all that. It's gonna be lit.
For sure, man. For sure. But that's it, man. Bobby, thank you, bro. That is it for us for today. I'm gonna go ahead and have a video up tomorrow as well. But let me tell you guys, your boy will be traveling. I'm going to California for my sister's wedding. So the daily content is going to slow down for a minute, man. I'll see if I can do any live streams while we're out there and stuff. But don't be surprised if the content slows down a little bit for me. It's my little sister, my baby sister getting married. I got to be there.
It's all good. So you got to support that. That's important.
For sure. It sucks that it's the same week preseason opens up, but you know, it kind of is what it is. Family before everything,
Facts.
bro. But Ricky Fontaine will be handling the post-game live stream for the next preseason game. The one after that is Sunday. I will be back. So I will be back on Sunday for a post-game live stream. So we will still get the content out. It just won't be me from the post-game show, man. But that is it from us for today. Thank you. Make sure you follow the show at Bull Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and a voicemail, 773-270-2799. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. We out this bitch. Peace, y'all.